Hello everyone, this is Dr.P.Syamala from the Department of MBA International Business, Acharya Nagarjuna University. And our today's topic is regarding behavioral science approach. Okay, so in previous class we have completed about human classical approach and under neoclassical approach also. But under neoclassical approach we have completed about human relations movement. Okay, and the second aspect is about the behavioral science approach. Okay, so if we want to say about this behavioral science approach, so this is a modern version of the human relations approach to management. Okay, and this approach is also known as organizational behavior approach. Okay, organizational behavior approach. Behavioral approach is also known as organizational behavior approach. Okay, so the neglect of human factor and over-emphasizing on the machines and materials led to the development of this behavioral science. So, behavioral science approach focus on human behavior. Okay, it focuses on the human behavior in the organization. Okay, human behavior. So, this approach it may be defined as systematic. Okay, so this approach may be defined as systematic as well as analysis of human behavior with a view to determine causes of working behavior of an individual. Okay, here causes. Okay, what are the causes of working behavior of an individual will be studied. So this approach helps in explaining why employees behave as they do. Okay, so this approach draws heavily its concepts from psychology and sociology. Okay, so this is an interdisciplinary approach. We can say this as interdisciplinary approach. Okay, so here under this it is behavioral science approach can be known as multi-dimensional approach. Why? Because here we will study many aspects like motivation, leadership, okay, communication, group dynamics, participative management. Okay, so all these are the core approaches for behavioral science approach. Okay, so if we see what are the basic propositions of this approach, what are the basic features of this approach means, firstly it is a socio-technical system. Okay, an organization is considered as a socio-technical system. Both individuals will be there and technical aspects should be considered there. So altogether it is a system. Organization is a socio-technological system. Then if we see, wide range of factors influence interpersonal and group behavior of people. So definitely behavior means, so there will be certain factors, okay, which influences the behavior of the either the individual or either the group behavior. Okay, then there should be a fusion between organizational goals and human needs of interest. So separate individual goals should be separated from organizational goals. Okay, then several differences in attitudes, perceptions and values of employees exist and influence their behavior. So here in behavior we are talking about behavior only. So therefore here how the behavior will be influenced means there will be certain differences like attitudes, perceptions, the way of we thinking, okay, the values of the employees. So the differences, all these may lead to the attitudes, okay, behavior of the people. Okay, then if you see some degree of conflicts may be inevitable, means we cannot escape. Okay, those are definitely they will occur. So some degree of conflict may be inevitable and even desirable in organizations. Okay, so those may lead to some again solving those problems and coordinating the people. Okay, all these aspects can be seen, okay, whenever conflicts arises. Okay, so several sociologists and psychologists like Douglas McGregor, Abraham Maslow, Francis Likert and George Homans have made significant contributions to the development of behavioral approach. Okay, so if we see this means here, okay, what are the uses of behavioral approach means The behavioral science approach has made significant contributions to the development of management thought. Okay, so it generated an awareness. Okay, this theory created an awareness of the overwhelming role of human element in the organization. Okay, definitely human elements plays an important role. So that is studied under this behavioral science. And a manager is basically human being, and his success also depends mainly on his skills in handling the human element, the persons who are working under him. Okay, how he handles them. Then this approach also recognizes the quality of leadership. Okay, quality of leadership as a critical factor in management success. Why? Because the manager is the person who is going to handle with the subordinates. Okay, so a better relationship should be maintained. Okay, he should motivate them. A leadership, good leadership should be their quality. Okay, likewise it recognizes the role of individual psychology and group behavior in organizational effectiveness. At the same time, behavioral science have studied about the role of individual psychology, how he behaves individually and how he behaves in the group. Okay, so those are also studied there. Okay, there if you see limitations of behavioral studies, okay, then what would be the limitations of this study? Means the behavioral science approach is not free from limitations. So what is that? This approach adds by almost identifying management with the study of social and industrial psychology. Okay, so it is only almost it is about the society and social and industrial psychology only. Okay, so means here it is excluding the other disciplinaries. Then conclusion of the behavioral approach, discount theory and stress radical empiricism. Means here it is mostly it is concluding about the approaches regarding the discount theory. Okay, and at the same time it is giving more importance to the stress. Okay, stress regarding the individuals. Okay, then the approach neglects the economic dimensions of work satisfaction. Okay, so it is also it has neglected the economic aspect, because we all know that it has changed from economic model to social model. Therefore it is ignoring economic aspect, okay, of which is more for work satisfaction. If at all the person want to work get work satisfaction, if we give more payment, means definitely that person will be satisfied. So this is economic aspect, but it has been neglected in this approach, and this approach is group oriented and anti-individualistic. Okay, this is mostly group oriented, this behavioral approach, okay, rather than individualistic. Then if you compare with the human relations approach and behavioral science approach, okay, so under group behavioral science approach, human relations approach is solely confined to concepts of humanization and socialization. Okay, these are the two concepts under human relations approach. But if you see in behavioral science, it aims at studying and analyzing human behavior systematically. Okay, so here just it is confined to concepts of how the factors of human elements affects the productivity. Likewise socialization, interpersonal relationships affects the productivity of organization. Here coming to here they are studying and analyzing the human behavior. Okay, so that is the difference. Then second one, human relation is mainly concerned with human aspect, but if you see behavioral science, it recognizes the individual differences, okay, between the people, regarding the personality, regarding the values, regarding the goals, aspirations, etc. Okay, so human relations approach is based on assumption that conflicts and clashes should be totally removed as they appear. So whenever we see conflicts in the organization, they should be completely removed. Okay, but behavioral science approach realizes that conflicts are bound to crop in, and to some extent they produce constructive effect. Why? Because it creates competition between the individuals and the departments. Therefore it may be lead to increase in the productivity. So in that aspect behavioral science have been encouraged the conflicts. Okay, then this is another difference. After that, it advocates human relations, okay, theory. It says about socio-psychological system, emphasizing the social and psychological needs. But coming to behavioral approach, it is socio-technical system. Here socio-psychological, here socio-technical system. They are stressing on both individual, interpersonal, and also social relationships. Okay, and techniques also should be there, methods and procedures used by them for performing assigned jobs. So socio-technical. So in order to perform those jobs, they have to know about the techniques and methods and procedures. Then human relations advocate satisfaction provided to employees by giving economic incentives, improving their working conditions will lead to higher productivity. But what did this behavioral scientist says? They reject this assumption and they believe that there are wide ranging variables, not only incentives, okay, not only working conditions. Other than those, there are many things which affects the working behavior of employees. Okay, then human relations approach as compared to behavioral science approach seems to be more limited in scope and areas because it deals with set of economic, social, and psychological needs. Okay, and physical working conditions which contribute to a higher efficiency. So these are all the differences between the human relations approach and behavioral science approach. So if you study under behavioral science approach, okay, basically two aspects or else two theories can be studied. Okay, we have more theories also, but under behavioral science approach prominently we will speak about Abraham Maslow and Douglas McGregor. Okay, so here if you see Maslow's need hierarchy theory. So what does this theory says means, okay, about the motivation they are telling about. This theory tells about the motivation of an employee, how employee could be motivated. Okay, so he divided this according to 5 types of needs. Okay, one is psychological needs, safety or security needs, social needs, esteem needs, self-actualization needs. Okay, so likewise, so if you see this, okay, table, first one is psychological needs. If at all if he satisfies this psychological needs only, then he will think about the safety needs. Okay, then if he is satisfied with safety needs only, then he will think about social needs. Likewise, if at all social needs are completely fulfilled, then only he will think about esteem needs. Likewise, if at all esteem needs is completed, means finally he will try to get self-actualization needs. So this is the steps, these are the steps, hierarchical steps, hierarchical needs of a individual. A.H. Maslow, he divided. If at all a person he is not having, for example, physiological needs means basic needs. So if a person is not having basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, how can he think about this self-actualization? Okay, so self-actualization means getting recognition in the society as a very prominent, as a celebrity, for example. So first of all the basic needs should be satisfied, then only he can think about this self-actualization needs. Likewise, first of all basic needs has to be fulfilled, then only he can go for safety needs. Safety needs is nothing but regarding the property and person. He has to as a person he has to be protected, and at the same time property is also, his property should be in a safe position. Then only he will think about the social needs. Social needs is nothing but the belongingness. Okay, he want to get in relations with the persons, with the other persons, like love, affection, belongingness. Okay, likewise, like esteem also, esteem is related to the self-respect. Okay, after that self-actualization, here recognition. Okay, recognition of the person. So these are the steps. He says that if at all these have satisfied, then only he will think about the next need. So likewise, if physiological needs satisfied, we say physiological needs means these are nothing but survival needs, food, clothing, shelter. Okay, then only he will think about this safety or security needs. So first of all these needs should be, survival needs should be satisfied, then only motivation will be done. Okay, man lives by bread alone when there is no bread. Okay, therefore an individual requires a limited amount of food, but requires it every day. So that is the meaning for that. Okay, so therefore physiological needs, then only he will think about safety or security needs. Okay, so here safety, security means protection from danger. Okay, either the person, either the property, job security. Okay, what comes under this means bodily safe, job secure, okay, provision for old age should be there, insurance against risk, okay. So all this has to be satisfied, then only he will think about the next thing, okay. So what is that? Social needs, okay. So after the first two types needs satisfied, then social needs come in under this hierarchy. So social needs refers to need for belonging, okay, need for acceptance. We will think that if we like any other person means we will think that that person should also accept me likewise. So that is for belongingness, need for love, affection, all those comes under after those two needs. So such needs are infinite, so they are considered as secondary needs and are not essential to preserve human life. So they represent needs of mind and spirit rather than physical body, okay. So after that, esteem needs, okay, we will think about esteem needs are two types. One is self-esteem, okay, and self-esteem needs includes self-respect, self-confidence, competence, achievement, knowledge and independence. So esteem of others, reputation, status, recognition, so these needs are indefinite, infinite. So satisfaction of esteem needs is always obtained through mature or adaptive behavior. So it is sometimes generated by disruptive and irresponsible actions also, okay. So esteem needs are self-esteem and esteem of others, okay. Those are two, self-esteem and esteem of others, okay. Therefore here after satisfying esteem needs we will go for self-actualization needs. So those are known as self-fulfillment needs, okay, self-development, okay, and for being creative. So it is desire of becoming what one is capable of becoming, okay. It is an infinite and growth need, the psychological in nature, and very few persons satisfy it. They want to be very top 1%, okay. So if we want to say about self-actualization means in present conditions in this modern industrial life, limited opportunity will be there to satisfy this self-actualization needs, okay. So therefore Maslow have classified the needs into 5 needs which are motivated to the men, okay, working persons, okay. So we can categorize them as lower level needs and higher level needs, okay. So what are lower level needs and what are higher level needs means, okay. So if we see here, so these 3 are lower level needs, okay, and these 2 are higher level needs, okay. Then what is the criticism regarding this Maslow's theory? So first one is needs are not only determinants, okay, needs are not only the determinants of behavior and engage in behavior that are in no way connected with the gratification of needs. So people also seek objects, not only the determinants. There are other motivating factors like perceptions, okay, expectations, experiences, okay, all also comes under this. So we cannot determine these only the needs, okay. So this is first criticism. If you see second one, need classification is somewhat artificial and arbitrary, as human needs cannot be classified into neat, watertight or rigid categories. We cannot say like this only, okay. So this is they are considered it as artificial, okay. So therefore the theory may not have universal validity, okay. So universal validity, why? Because for example he says that after completing this need only they will go for this need, but actually if we see for example any other persons, if they satisfy their physiological needs, they want only they'll go for social needs, or else they will go for self-esteem needs, okay, likewise. So they will not have any universal validity, okay, or else the rigid categories, okay. It is not proper to call needs at higher level and lower level also. So as I said before, in their theory, Maslow's theory, they have differentiated as these as lower level and these two as higher level needs. But if you see they criticized it, it is not proper to call needs as higher level and lower level, okay. So need for priority cannot be generalized, so it depends upon stages of economic growth, cultural values and personality of individuals. Therefore some persons may consider higher as lower as higher. So what is a high level need? Or for a factory worker in a developing economy, for example like that of India, may be a lower level need to those of the United States, okay. So One person in an US person, factory worker may have higher needs, but if you see the same worker in India, means they will have lower level needs. Okay, so likewise differentiation may occur. There is no definite evidence that once a need is satisfied, okay, once need is satisfied, it loses its motivating force. Okay, there itself. So for example, if today my physiological needs have been completed, means tomorrow I don't have any physiological needs, means no, tomorrow also I am going to have my breakfast, I am going to have my sleep, I am going to have my all the other things regarding physiological needs. Okay, so there is no loss of motivating factor. Next one is the proposition that one need is satisfied at one time is of doubtful validity. For example, a person may be hungry and at the same time need love and affection also. Okay, means both needs may be at that time only requirement. So that man's behavior at any time, it is guided by multiplicity of motives. Not only after single motive completion, another motive will be there. Multiplicity of motives also can be over there. Okay, likewise Maslow's theory is based on a relatively small sample. It is a clinically derived theory. Okay, and its unit of analysis is individual only. Okay, so small sample is another criticism. Then if you see but if you see, it is still relevant because needs are important for understanding the behavior. So the theory provides a convenient conceptual framework for study of motivation. So if you see another one, Douglas McGregor's theory. Okay, so this had become frustrated with the early simplistic human relations notions. While president of Antioch College in Ohio, he challenged both classical perspective and early human relations. Okay, so about human behavior based on his experiences as a manager and consultant, his training as a psychologist. Okay, and work of Maslow and the works of Maslow also. Okay, McGregor formulated theory X and theory Y. Okay, so McGregor believed that classical perspective was based on theory X assumptions about workers. If he studied about both classical and neoclassical, then he is telling that classical perspectives are based on theory X assumptions. Okay, he had given theory X and theory Y. So theory X means he also felt that a slightly modified version of theory X fit early human relations ideas also. In other words, human relations ideas did not go far enough. So McGregor proposed theory Y as more realistic view. Okay, rather than X. Okay, so first of all, what is theory X and first of all, what is theory Y means? So assumptions of theory X, what does McGregor propounded means? Average human being has an inherent dislike of work. Okay, and will avoid it if possible. So naturally, if we generalize human beings behavior means they will not show enthusiasm or very like towards the work. Okay, but they will always try to avoid it. Okay, so that is the basic assumption. So first assumption is human beings has an inherent dislike of work. Okay, then because of human characteristics of dislike of a work, most people must be coerced, controlled, directed or threatened with punishment to get them to put forth adequate effort toward the achievement of organizational objectives. Okay, so that is why this is the reason why. So human being inherent dislike of work. So this is the reason why the organizations go for coercion, means forcefully working them or else controlling them or else directing them or else threatening them with punishment. Okay, all this is happening. Then the average human being prefers to be directed, wishes to avoid responsibility. Okay, he prefers direction, but he will not he doesn't want to take responsibility, which is accountability. Okay, they have little ambitions and wants security above all. Okay, they are little ambition people. Theory X people are not work motive people. Likewise, they only prefer authority but not responsibility, little ambitions. Okay, likewise, but if you see assumptions of theory Y, how theory Y will be there means here expenditure of physical and mental effort in work is as natural as play of rest. This theory Y people behave like working Working means like playing. Okay, so the average human being does not inherently dislike work. They will not dislike the work. They will like the work. They want to perform the work. They want to think innovatively, creatively. They want to perform the work. Okay, then external control and threat of punishment are not the only means for bringing about efforts towards organizational objectives. A person will exercise self-direction and self-control in the service. Okay, so now in order to get work done from the workers, it is not good to control them or threatening them. But if at all if those are theory why people, means definitely they will have self-direction, they will have self-control. Okay, and they will try to reach the objectives of the organization because they are committed toward the work. Okay, then average human being learns under proper conditions. Okay, they will learn under proper conditions, not only to accept but to seek responsibility. So here these theory why people, they not only want to learn, but also at the same time they want to enjoy authority, at the same time accountable also, responsibility also they will like. Okay, then capacity to exercise a relatively high degree of imagination, ingenuity and creativity in solution of organization problems is widely, not narrowly distributed in the population. So they innovatively they will think. Okay, then under the conditions of modern industrial life, the intellectual potentialities of average human being are only partially utilized. So the point of theory Y is that organizations can take advantage of imagination and intellect of the employees. Okay, employees will exercise self-control, will be there. Okay, self analyzing will be there, self direction will be there. So a few companies today still use theory X management, but many of them are using theory Y techniques. Why? Because those people are very motivative people. Self-control they will have self-control, self-direction. They treat work as playing. Okay, likewise they need not have any control or threat of punishment in order to get work from them. Okay, so all this is about the McGregor's theory X and theory Y. So these are the two important theories regarding the behavioral science. Okay, but we have more other theories also, but as far as now for this purpose for behavioral science, I have given these two theories. Okay, so this is about the behavioral science. Under this we have studied about motivational theory of A.H. Maslow and McGregor's theory also regarding this behavior.